They didn't realize I could understand their language story. I was adopted from Korea at age 3, but my white American parents made sure I kept learning Korean. Growing up in Texas, no one ever guessed I was fluent. I was 16 when my high school got a new Korean math teacher, Mrs. Park. On my first day in her class, she looked surprised to see me, but said nothing. I heard her mutter in Korean, "Great, another banana, yellow on the outside, white on the inside." For the next month, she'd make comments about me in Korean during class, thinking I couldn't understand. She called me the fake Korean and the whitewashed one. When I got good grades, she'd say in Korean that I must be cheating because adoptees are usually stupid. Other Korean students in class would laugh at her comments. Some even joined in, making fun of how I used chopsticks wrong or how I couldn't read Hangul. Mrs. Park encouraged it, praising them in Korean for keeping their culture pure. During parent conferences, she switched between perfect English with my parents and Korean with other Korean parents. To my parents, she praised my performance. But in Korean, she told other parents I was a disgrace to our people and that adoption should be banned. One day, she paired me with a Korean student for a project. In Korean, she told him to do all the work because the adopted one will just mess it up. That's when I'd had enough. I turned to her and said in perfect Korean, "I may be adopted, but at least I'm not a bitter teacher who bullies children." The classroom went silent. Mrs. Park's face turned white. She started stuttering in both languages, trying to explain herself. The Korean students who had laughed at her jokes sank in their seats, realizing I had understood every insult. I switched to formal Korean, the kind you use with elders, making my words even more cutting. I told her I had recorded every comment she made about me and other students. I had dates, times, and exact quotes written down. She begged me in Korean not to tell anyone. She said she would lose her visa if she got fired. I replied in Korean that she should have thought about that before mocking children in what she thought was a secret language. The next day, the principal called me into his office. Mrs. Park had told him I was disruptive in class. I played him the recordings on my phone. Her voice filled his office, calling me and other students horrible names in Korean while speaking sweetly in English. The principal, who was Korean American himself, listened with a clenched jaw. He had hired Mrs. Park personally, thinking she would be a good role model for Asian students. By lunch, she was escorted from the building. 2 months later, I got a letter from the Korean embassy. Mrs. Park had been fired from 6 previous schools for similar behavior. She targeted adopted Korean children specifically, thinking they wouldn't understand her. But I wasn't the first one who did. The Korean American Teachers Association wrote me a formal apology. They had video from my class showing how other students joined in the bullying. Every Korean student who had participated had to take cultural sensitivity training.